right.
What? Oh, it's just you.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. What do you think you're doing?
Hail Mary. And Mary said,
What are you doing, you whistler?
Meine Dame, we aren't idle here. My man trained like that every day.
admirable.
I'm just
If Sigismund and his army happened to turn up, you'd have 2 warriors.
But why would he come here?
Why wouldn't he? Lord Pisak used to be the king's mint master. And everyone knows he's on Wenceslas. Lo, the worth Henry of Skalitz. I'm just holding a discussion with the captain here about his desolate fortress.
That's not how I'd put it. In the end, as my Großvater said, the strength of a castle is measured by its garrison. And mine is one of the best in the region. What do you say, lad? You. Am I right?
Aye. I have to admit, the soldiers here look pretty fearsome. I wouldn't want to come up against them in battle.
I get the feeling you'd run instead of facing them, though. Eh?
Leave him be, meine Dame. Nobody with any sense would take on my men.
Now look here, I was just being polite. I'd happily take on your men.
Ach ja?
Do you fancy yourself a knight?
Komm, Junge. We'll stuff your clothes with straw, so you don't come to any harm, and let you have a go against one of ours. Pullcock, come here! The first to bleed loses.
Enough! Leave me be!
Excellent, Henry.
It was nothing.
Gut gemacht. You have my admiration. You really are good with the sword. I hope my idiots learned a thing or two from you.
You should receive some kind of reward for that feat.
And what rewards would you have in mind?
I was rearranging our saddlebags, and I remembered I took a small memento from Trotsky.
Oh. What is it?
A hunting crossbow. I even think it's von Berghoff's. I was meaning to sell it, but it might serve you better.
My word. Thank you. I better go and find Zizka. The Margrave is expecting us.
I saw Zhishka next to the stables. There was some girl hanging around him.
Do you want to come with us to see Jobst?
Not really. I'll go and pack my things instead. I have a feeling we'll have to leave soon.
Why?
A woman's intuition.
Good to see you, friend.
No, you don't. Keep going.
Greetings to you.
Mutt!
This. I fell off the back
Sit.
of Luxembourg
Stay.
Castle.
Lord above! From the walls! And were you conquering or defending that castle, sir?
Well, depends on how you look at it. We were storming a wine cellar, you see.
Ah, I do see.
How are things, Captain?
What do you think? I've seen better days. And you, youngster?
Not so great. I'm feeling pretty battered.
Just wait until you've been through as much as I have.
I doubt I'll ever live long enough to be as battered as you.
Ha! Looking at you, I've no fear of that. Besides, how do you know how old I am?
I don't know. From how you look?
You might be surprised. War leaves its mark on a man. But enough chat. I see Jobst has returned to the fortress.
That's why I'm here. They're expecting us. I wanted to take Catherine along too, but she said she'd rather get the horses ready.
She's doing the right thing. And you better run ahead and greet the Margrave. I'll join you shortly.
Are you expecting trouble?
I always expect trouble. Jobst has turned coats more times than I can count. And the way things are these days, I'd rather have horses standing by, even on a visit to my parents.
What about that dry devil of yours? Did you find out where he went?
No, nobody asked him where he was going, but it seems they're hoping it's as far away as possible. I'm not surprised. If I know him, he wasn't the ideal guest.
At least Jobst might know where he is.
He might. To be honest, that's the only reason for talking to him.
Should I really go and see Jobst on my own? He's a Margrave, though.
So what? You already know him better than I do. You met him in Ratai. I only know what I've heard about him.
All right, but he sent for us both. How's it gonna look?
A bit odd, I suppose. But you must understand, I'm doing this for our benefit. The less time I spend with a Margrave in one room, the better.
All right, then. I'll be going, then.
Take that!
I heard Kuttenberg surrendered to Sigismund, and his army is running amok here in the area.
They are. These dreckigen Hurensöhne are angry, you see? They thought they would rake in the silver from the Kuttenberg mines. But they couldn't have been more wrong. Sigismund kept all the treasure for himself. Why should he pay them out of his own pocket when the local lords are feeding them?
What? I don't understand.
Dann pass mal auf. As soon as the soldiers began looting the villages around the city, the local nobility quickly decided it's better to pay them Lösegeld.
So that Hungarian bastard is getting rich, while the locals feed his army.
Das trifft den Nagel auf den Kopf. And yet, that carrot-top Schweinehund lets the monks in the Zealots monastery fuss over him while he receives legations from the whole kingdom.
Do you know by chance how to get into that monastery where Sigismund is staying?
Wie bitte? Hast du den Verstand verloren? You can forget about that. You won't get in there. And listen closely to what I tell you. I don't know what you're planning, but I'll give you some good advice. Leave Sigismund alone. The wheels of justice grind slowly, but surely. You'll see. You'd better be glad you still have your head.
Did Sigismund also attack Suchdol?
Oh yes, as soon as he got here. But my men know what to do. Mit der Hilfe Gottes, we fended him off and forced him to negotiate. Mein Herr Peter, however, had to pay him a fat Lösegeld to leave us in peace. The villagers in the vicinity fared even worse.
What happened?
They raised Mesolis and Opatovitz. There was nothing left but ashes and stones. They haven't been here since then, but who knows what tomorrow may bring. Der Teufel soll Sigismund holen.
How do things work around here? Is there something I should be wary of?
Not really, except for the Sigismund military camp at Opatovitz. And it isn't really all that safe in the raised villages either. These Banditenbanden have settled in there. A bunch of dossers who'll easily cut your throat for a piece of bread. Ah, so God will. These evil times will soon be over.
How do I get to Kuttenberg from here?
Das ist nicht schwer. You just take the main road to the east and then you'll see the church towers. Or you can also follow your nose. There's smoke rising from the Kuttenberg smelters day and night. The smell is hell, but it's worth it for the silver. In fact, the silver's why Kuttenberg is the second richest city in the kingdom, right after Prague.
Where did you say Sigismund's army is camped?
Unfortunately, they're close. They've occupied the hill above the main road near Kuttenberg, so no one could just come and help the town. When you walk out of the village and look toward Opatovitz, you should see the flags flying above their camp. Pah, that Hungarian camp is like a boil. It's just festering and we just can't get rid of it.
I need to top up my supplies. Where could I find some merchants here?
You'd be better off asking the innkeeper Slivka in the village about these things. He knows everyone from far and wide. And that's no surprise, because he makes such good spirits.
How's it going, Captain? Do you have any work for me?
Sehr interessant. I thought you were helping Shishka.
What of it? So is there anything you need a hand with, Frenzel?
Was soll ich sagen? After our Lord paid ransom for us to the Chaiskel Cherton, there is peace here. Fortunately. Aber warte. Actually, there is one thing. You ought to have a word with our huntsman Dobrosch. He might have eine Aufgabe for you. See, someone poached a white roebuck in his territory the other day.
A white roebuck? That's a rare sight.
Ja, and Dobrosch takes it as a personal offense. So go easy on him, hörst du?
What exactly do you mean by that?
Just ask him if there's anything new happening in his territory, and wait until he tells you himself. Oh, yeah. He really doted on that creature. Und das war alles. I don't have anything else.
All right, thank you. I'll ask around. I'd like to learn something.
What is this about?
I'm interested in sword fighting.
I'll tell you... Careful.
I'd like to learn something.
What is this about?
I'd like to be more...
All right then, but...
I'd like to learn something.
What do you want to know?
I'm still not very good with...
All right then. Gott mit dir sein. I'm sorry. Hey!
So you're saying you have no idea?
No, sir. I didn't see anything.
He couldn't have just vanished. What do I pay him for, bugger?
If I bump into him, I'll be sure to tell him to come and see you.
He'd better. Otherwise, I'll have to kill him.
Not a chance. That old coot will have... Oh, it was young.
Henry! Where's Captain Zizka?
He got held up.
I received a report that von Bergov's banner is flying in the camp of my dear cousin Sigismund, so I assume the negotiations at Trotsky didn't go too smoothly.
No, sir. I don't have good news for you, I'm afraid.
Well, good or bad, I'm sure you have plenty to report. So what happened with von Bergov at Trotsky?
Bergov had no interest in our message. By the time we finally arrived at Trotsky, he'd already long since made a deal with Sigismund. But of course, he didn't tell Sir Hans and me anything. And on top of that, he used us to do his dirty work. Everything went to hell in the end, and we ended up in a dungeon. Or at least I did. They took Lord Capon away. In fact, that's why we're here. We were following von Bergov's trail.
So I've heard. But I'd be interested to know the details. It's been some time since our meeting in Ratai, and now you appear here by the side of a quite unexpected guest.
Well, it wasn't the best circumstances to meet Zhizka in. They sent him to the Trotsky region to cause problems, and our paths happened to cross. We crossed swords. I can only thank God we didn't kill each other.
And who was giving Zhizka orders? Do you know?
I think it's some Jan Sokol of Lamberg.
That would make sense. He was always quite pig-headed.
Forgive me, my lord, but how is it possible you don't know? Aren't you all on the same side?
Bear in mind that my dear cousin, His Majesty King Wenceslas, has many supporters, and each of them has their own ideas about how to defend him.
I understand. It seems complicated.
On the contrary, it's all quite simple. If I could get them all together in one banquet hall, give them their fill of wine and venison, they'd come to an agreement on the spot. Let's move on. I heard something about a pillory and poaching. What in God's name did you and Sir Hans get up to?
Things went wrong right from the beginning. We were ambushed, and we lost the letter. Lord Capon and I were lucky to get out of it alive. But no one at Trotsky believed that we were messengers.
Von Berghoff refused to aid a nobleman in need. That seems pretty low for a man of his stature.
Well, to be honest, Lord Capon didn't really look much like a nobleman. We were ambushed while bathing in a pond, and then we fled through the woods. So we really looked like a pair of beggars.
Ah, that must have been a peculiar feeling for Lord Capon.
Not only for him, sir. I may be just a bastard, but that doesn't mean I'm used to begging at castle gates dressed in rags.
Believe me, I didn't intend in the least to make such an insinuation. In any case, are you sure there's nothing else you want to tell me?
Well, you should probably know that Istvan Toth was working for von Berghoff.
Who's he?
One of Sigismund's cronies. He was causing havoc around Ratai.
Ah, yes. Hanush and Radzig mentioned some such person. They even foolishly let him go.
They had to. They gave him their word.
Yes. Well, it's actually quite heartening that some people still have such naive ideas about the world.
Well, no one let him go this time. He's dead.
Very good. From what I've heard, he was a bandit and a cutthroat. There should be no dealings with his ilk. And do you want to tell me anything else? Besides about Toth?
That's all that happened, sir.
Truly. My court messenger and bearer of tidings, both good and bad, John of Liechtenstein, has mysteriously gone silent. So every piece of information I get now is precious. By the way, you said you were in von Berghoff's dungeon. And I can imagine how they treated you there. Tell me, did you reveal anything?
Well, they asked questions, yes. But I was counting on that, and prepared myself for it.
How did you prepare yourself?
Well, I mainly told them things I was pretty sure von Berghoff already knew. Like that Radzig is a supporter of Wenceslas, that you and I met in Ratai.
And was he satisfied with that?
Well, I don't think he expected anything more from a simple servant of Lord Capon.
That's true. I must say, Henry, you've pleasantly surprised me. You can keep a cool head as the world around you burns. You'll make it far. Thank you for the news. You're free to go if you want. But I would be glad if you stayed at the fortress. As soon as it's possible, you can join a legation heading for Rattay. I'm sure you already want to go home.
Sir, that's a generous offer, and I appreciate it. But it's not what I want.
If you wish to stay and help here, I'll be glad, of course. I need someone to escort my envoys, and you've proven yourself more than capable.
It's Lord Capon, Your Grace. I came to find out where he is, and rescue him.
A noble thought. But you mustn't worry about Lord Capon. I'm sure von Berghoff has him trapped in a gilded cage.
But I made a promise, sir.
I understand, but honestly, Lord Capon is now safer than you or I. The most sensible course now is to wait for the ransom demand.
Margrave.
Ah, Captain Zizka. Henry and I were just discussing Lord Capon.
Yeah, the Margrave thinks he's in no danger, and we should wait for a ransom demand.
As one does.
I wanted to talk to you about something else. I suppose you're wondering why your friend Hinnek, also known as the Dried Devil, isn't here?
Oh, there's plenty of gossip going on around the fortress. You and Pisek refused to grant him asylum.
Asylum is for those in distress, Captain. Hinnek came to burn and pillage. I have quite different plans.
And what might those be, Margrave? Sitting and talking while King Wenceslas rots in a dungeon. What would I expect? Not so long ago, you were conspiring with Sigismund against Prokop, your own brother.
It would be futile trying to explain to you the intricacies of the Luxembourg's dynastic politics. Let me just explain that that was what was called for in the situation. But I assure you that I am now acting in the best interests of this country and of King Wenceslas.
You're acting first and foremost in your own interests. Everyone knows that.
Strong words coming from a man who earns his bread by killing merchants on the road. No offense intended. I applaud your art. The pen is mightier than the sword, but there are times when it's vice versa. Enter!
All ready to leave now, sir?
Good. It's high time. I expect the captain was about to leave anyway. Are you not?
With pleasure.
And you, Henry?
Me? Well, sir, I made a promise.
I understand. I won't attempt to keep you here by force. But bear in mind, I have concluded a very fragile truce with Sigismund, which gives us time to get ready. And if anyone should disrupt my plans with headstrong acts of violence, there will be consequences. Grave consequences. I consider this matter closed. Farewell and good luck.
I get the feeling Yopes didn't make a great impression on you. Are we leaving?
Yeah. And Henry's going with us.
Wait, you'll help me find Capon?
Sure. But we'll need people for that. And information. Catherine, I've got a job for you.
Yes?
Go to Kuttenberg. Find out what happened to Liechtenstein. If anyone knows what's going on in his godforsaken country, it'll be him. In the meantime, we'll go and find Dry Devil and his band.
Good luck. I'd go all the way to Rome to spy if it kept me away from the devil.
Let's go!
Reasons.
So you're saying you have no idea?
No, sir. I didn't see anything.
He couldn't have just vanished. What do I pay him for, bugger?
If I bump into him, I'll be sure to tell him to come and see.
He'd better. Otherwise, I'll have the catchpoles look for him.
Maybe he just popped out and we'll be right back.
He has no business popping out.
I'm sorry.
I received a report that von Bergov's back.
Bergov, by the top, of course, in fact, that's why so it's... Well, if we cross... I think... Forgive, aren't you?
A baron, and...
That might not end well. My ma used to say, when two different people do the same thing, it's not the same thing.
Your mother was clearly a wise woman. Nonetheless, I've heard you've had another proverb in Bohemia. Too many dogs means death for the hare.
Well, if the same applies to the ginger fox, I'm all for it.
Time will tell. Let's move on. I heard something about a...
Things went Lord Kefon. Well, we were up. Not only
Believe in any...
Well, you should...
Who's he?
One of Sig...
Yeah.
They had...
Yeah.
Well, no one...
Very good.
Isn't Zizka a bandit, too, though?
Zizka is loyal to Wenceslas. So he's no bandit or cutthroat, but a faithful servant of our king, carrying out resistance against his enemies. But let's move on.
That's all that happened, sir.
Truly. My court messenger... By the way, tell me...
Well, they ask,
How did you...
Like the... Well, they...
That's true. I must say, thank you for the new... As...
What? Go home. I can't. I have to rescue Sir Hans. I made a promise I'd protect him.
A noble thought. But you must...
But I made a promise...
I understand. The most sensible...
I suppose you're...
Stay close. The devil doesn't know you, but he should recognize me, even like this, unless he's too drunk.
What is your plan, anyway? Go from village to village, hamlet to hamlet, until we find him?
That won't be necessary. We just have to visit places.
So all the taverns and dens in the region? I'm up for that.
Don't get your hopes up. We'll have a beer, listen to the local rumor mill, and if we don't find anything, we'll pay up and move on.
Where do we start?
I have heard of a place that's a favored meeting spot of bandits, poachers, and all kinds of scum. If I was looking for the devil, or at least someone who knows, that's where I'd go.
Sounds like a good place to start. And if we find the devil, what then?
If we're really to step on Sigismund's toes, we need capable men. And the devil's capable. Of anything, really.
I'm not sure what the three of us can achieve.
Inek's not alone. He has the devil's pack.
Who?
That's what his band is called. They're exactly the sort of men we need.
And what do you have in mind when you say step on Sigismund's toes? What about Liechtenstein and Capon?
The same thing we did to von Berghoff. But don't worry. It's gonna take a lot of time before we're ready. In the meantime, hopefully Catherine will find out where young Liechtenstein is hiding. If his spy network really lives up to the legend, he'll surely know where they're keeping young Capon.
I just hope Sir Hans is all right.
Why wouldn't he be? He's the Lord of Perkstein. He's of no use to them dead.
If I don't bring him back to Hanish alive, I might as well hang myself. Anyway, how much farther is it?
Still a long way to go. Shall we speed up?
The road's quiet. The surroundings are pretty. Why rush? At least we won't be so conspicuous.
If you say so.
Shouldn't we speed up? We won't get there before dark like this.
What's the matter? Don't you want to enjoy the scenery?
I changed my mind. We really should pick up the pace.
We're here. I hope our journey doesn't prove to be in vain. Keep your hand on your hilt, Henry. Around here.
I warned you had it coming, you drunk!
Hang on. I didn't see it. Does feel better when I've had a drink. It's a gift from God.
Either you pay us back our coin, or you can leave your head with us.
You wouldn't get a crossing for an alternative, mine.
You're right about that.
I'd have a use for that turnip. But I can only pay for it with iron.
Shiska?
You turn on your heel and get going. If you value your life. You might have noticed there's more of us than you.
That can be fixed.
Go to hell!
useless.
Take that,
Don't
you
give up.
shit!
I'm getting sick
Show
of
what you're
waiting.
made of! No chance! You're no match for us, fucker!
Kill him!
You'll be fucking sorry. Oh, don't come.
Do I have to pull you out of trouble again? Dismount. You swine! This one is still left! What's it? Do I have to pull you out of trouble again? I see you're still a drunkard.
It's good to see you too, Shishka. What happened to...
That doesn't matter now.
Huh? Who's that? Where's your old band?
You're looking at all that's left of it.
I see we have a lot to talk about.
That we do. Anyway, this is Henry. Henry, this is Kubienka.
Hiya, lad. And thanks for the help. You're handy with a sword.
Thanks.
Not that I couldn't handle them myself.
He would be one of the best archers north of the Alps. If he wasn't drunk or with one arm in the stocks all the time.
Shouldn't we leave before someone notices the corpses?
Easy, lad. This was the devil's den. If we behave ourselves, the innkeeper will just charge us a cleaning fee, and that will be that.
There will be plenty of time to get acquainted with the local customs. We're looking for the devil. Where is he?
Well, when I said we have a lot to talk about, now is the time. This is the innkeeper, Dreadlight.
Gentlemen, I won't have this. You're murdering my guests and making a mess.
They started it.
They've been drinking on credit for half a day. Who's going to pay for this now?
If you search their pockets and sell their weapons, that should cover it. And I have a feeling Kubienka here owed them some dice winnings.
I didn't cheat.
Pay him.
All right, then. What did I do to deserve you? Here you go.
Ah, I see you are a nobleman and a generous one at that. You didn't have to, but thank you. I'm much obliged. You don't need to worry about anything. We'll clear away the corpses, pour some sand on the blood, and no one will know what happened here.
That's nice of you. But leave us alone now.
Nobody will be looking for them anyway. Only the catchpoles would be interested in them. You might even get a reward.
Did you hear, Lord Shishka?
Yes, I did. Of course. I'm leaving. Just call if you need anything.
Who's this devil fella of yours, anyway?
He's an angry, dangerous murderer. Someone you want on your side, but never against you.
And a treacherous old fox, too. One time, he was besieging a castle, and when they refused to surrender, he dressed up as a begging hag. They let him in, and he slit their throats in their sleep. I still regret not being there to see that.
I was there. In fact, he kidnapped that hag's grandsons and told her he'd cripple them unless she let him in the castle. She opened the gate for him at night, and you know the rest.
Ha! Well, I could bet on the way Devil tells it.
Who's this? He's an...
One time.
I was there. In fact, he kidnapped that hag's grandsons, and told her he'd cripple them unless she let him in the castle. She opened the gate for him at night, and you know the rest.
Ha! Well, I could bet on the way Devil tells it.
Is it just you and the devil here? Where's the rest?
That's the problem.
What problem?
Well, I'm alone here.
Where's everybody else?
I'd like to know that too. When the devil was captured, they scattered. Some are dead, some ran for the hills. Some are probably holed up somewhere.
What? The devil's been captured and that's how you tell me the news?
Who captured him?
How should I know? Some armed bastards.
Shit, Kubianka, you must know who came after you and why.
Well, we botched this job in Kuttenberg. It was supposed to be a breeze, but the fuckers outnumbered us 3-1. Before we could react, they knocked the devil down and pounded on him like a deaf man on a door. Ada and I tried to help him, but we just couldn't.
Fuck.
It pisses me off that we had to leave him there. But we would have been captured.
Do you know where they're keeping him?
Why? The town guard took him. So he's probably in the town jail?
Fuck. There's no way we're getting him out of there.
My words. Otherwise, we would have gotten him away from those fuckers a long time ago. Not even a mouse can get him there. We can't pull off something like that.
How long has it been since he was captured?
I've been sitting here drinking ever since it happened. So, maybe a week, maybe even a month. More like a month.
A month? They haven't hanged him yet.
That's the thing. The devil's famous. Lots of people want him dead. But they won't give him the news or the axe. They want to send his soul to the Lord in a much worse way. The devil is a proper bastard, but not even he deserves that.
What are they planning to do with him?
The devil's got a fat price on his head. He's the most feared robber baron in Bohemia. There are several empty tents in Sigismund's camp, thanks to him. They really want to relish his death. They'll take him to their camp outside of town for that.
Who told you that?
When someone owes you a dice wager, they'll spill him what they don't know. They say the people of Kuttenberg can't wait to see him gone.
If they're going to move him, that could be our chance. We'll wait for them and free the devil.
He will be watched by 12 armed guards. We're only 3, so unless you have 10 men up your sleeve...
I thought the devil would have at least 10 men. But other than that, it makes sense. I don't think we'll have another shot.
I was going to hire some muscle for help here, but I got thirsty. You know the rest.
More like I know you. But maybe we'll find someone around here. Everybody'll listen if we mention coin. Can you think of anything else that might come in handy?
Well, how about some hand cannons?
Have you got some?
Well, not on me. But maybe there are some in our old camp. It isn't far.
Maybe.
Maybe. Surely. If I can remember where we hid them. And as luck would have it, they're not far from the road they used to transport the devil.
What place is that?
This narrow gully with a nice curve that begs for something nasty to happen in it. West of here. You can't miss it.
Looks like there's still some sense left in your noggin despite the booze.
And what about me?
You'll go with Kubianka to get the hand cannons he may be... surely hid somewhere.
Great! At least I won't have to carry them myself.
Don't dilly-dally. And when you have them, meet me at the ambush spot. Keep an eye on him. And don't let him talk your ear off.
How did you meet Shishka anyway?
We tried to capture him, but he ambushed and captured us instead.
That sounds like Shishka. But that is how friendships for life are made.
With one of them in jail, while the other mocks them through the bars.
Actually, that's how I met my wife.
You have a wife? Where is she now?
Where could she be? Maybe rotting in the jail. I left her there on our wedding night.
Well, if that's what you say.
Oh, come on, Henry. You must have some fun, even if you are about to hang. Do not frown. It does not suit you.
I'm not frowning. I just didn't think it was funny.
Oh, Lord, another war. You get along with Shishka famously, don't you?
I'd gladly laugh if you said something funny.
Looks like I might have to carve a smile onto your face. Maybe a graceful and mysterious one. Like the Virgin Mary's. What do you say? I'll put my heart into it.
Give it a try.
Ha! Really? Sounds like a challenge.
You nearly got killed just now, yet you're stirring shit again.
Oh, well, I cannot help myself. Life's to be lived. And the body's to go to the grave properly fucked up. So I take it easy. As they say in Latin, cop a demon.
So you're a mercenary, cutthroat, swindler, drunk, and on top of that, a philosopher?
I'm a man of many... You know what.
A man of many debts and drinks?
Oh, come on, you do not even know me. We will get to know each other once we have a drink together. Speaking of which, would you have a drop on you?
No.
Fuck. I never ride out without some supplies. I don't know if I can stand it.
A few more stupid jokes and I'll plug your gob. But it won't be with booze.
You are very lucky to be with Shishka. What a relief. I just better not piss on my boots. Or trip over. Almost done. Not done yet. Finally. The camp is near. There's a path above the stream leading to it. There were also some pretty rocks nearby. Ada used to wade through that stream every time he went to visit some lass. Or when he was returning. He can smell the wench from miles away, but he can't take 3 steps in the woods without getting lost. Some people are just made that way. Nothing you can do about it. I mean, if Ada could find the camp, you'll have no problem finding it yourself. Oh, and the hand cannons. They're buried somewhere near the camp. Just a few steps. That much I remember. Maybe by the stream. Or right in it? No, that's not it. Oh, we're drunk. But we're not that stupid. Although, maybe Janos and Edda are. One time, they decided to rob some merchant because we were running out of food and drink. They found one and decided to follow him until he arrived at a suitable place. I followed him almost all the way to Sigismund's camp. So throwing guns in the water actually sounds like them. Hey lad, come here!
What are we gonna do now?
Well, welcome to our camp. It's not much, but we called it home.
This mess?
Hey, you don't see me insulting your home.
So where are the cannons?
We hit something down below last time. By the stream, near the boulders, by the uprooted tree. And something is buried a little ways over there.
Don't you remember where you put them?
Well, I have a rough idea. A hazy memory. A hunch.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So? Where are they?
One of those places. Let's look at all of them. They are here somewhere.
We're gonna dig through half the forest?
Nonsense. I'll walk around, get my bearings. You'll see. Anyway, we need a shovel. There used to be one by Janner's tent.
Which one is that?
The one made of leaves. He was so proud of it until he woke up covered in caterpillars.
Come on then. We don't have much time.
Lad, hey, here it is. Bring the shovel. Be quick. It is already taking us longer than we wanted. We were as drunk as fiddlers when we buried it. But this place seems really familiar. Before that, we had to bury old Goldfield. We had to fortify ourselves.
I was a fool to think this would be easy.
Sure, I was wrong.
So you're digging the next one?
Listen, lad.
Just tell me you didn't throw those hand cannons in the water.
Of course not. Look at that basket over there.
What about it?
The cannons are not there, but there is something better. Booze. Be a lovely lad and fetch it.
Why not? It'll make the digging go faster.
Good boy.
I found something in the basket.
Beautiful. Is there enough for both of us?
You can take all of it. I won't be drinking.
Are you feeling unwell?
I'm starting to feel like shit.
All right. At least there's more for me. right. Enough playing around, Dick. Here.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. Just like last time. Ah, so this is the grave of Polonia. I was sure we buried him elsewhere.
Ugh. What stench.
Why? He did not smell much better when he was alive. Oh, well. God grant him eternal life. Some soul.
What about us?
If L'Oreal is here, then I reckon I know where the hand cannons are. So, this is it.
Don't tell me you've lost your way.
Oh, please. Me? Never. I found it.
Don't you want to dig the last hole yourself?
I'll tell you something, Henry. There are two kinds of people. Those who work and those who watch. Both are equally... See? I told you I knew exactly where to find them.
God, why are you punishing me?
Oh, don't cry. We have more important things to do.
Will you take the cannons?
Nah, I won't be lugging them around.
I think I've heard that one before.
Fucking and boozing and fucking. Bring on the barrels.
How did Zizka put it? The best shot north of the Alps, and also the best singer north of Sasau. Nightingales have nothing on you.
Fucking and boozing and fucking. Fucking and boozing and fucking. Bring on the barrels and roll up the wretches. There's nothing but a nice pair of titties. That doesn't rhyme much. Quadrants of harlots and drags from the wine kegs. Fuck all the rest today, I'm with my comrades. Fuck all to eat today, still will be merry. Drink your booze. What about felling a tree across the road? Hand me an axe and I will do it myself.
Whoa, whoa.